I've lived through 4 recessions, 3 market bubbles, and decades of advising ordinary Americans who just wanted one simple thing: to stop worrying about money. And after all these years, I've realized something that most people never see. The rich don't chase money. They control its flow. And once you understand how money moves, everything changes. Let's start with a truth that most people avoid facing. Money never really belongs to you. It belongs to the system that created it. Your job isn't to own it. Your job is to control it. Still, money is dead money. Only money in motion, money that's actively working for you, truly belongs to you. That's why I always say, cash flow beats cash. A family doesn't go broke because they don't have enough money. They go broke because their cash flow stops. Income from rent, dividends, side businesses, or royalties, all those small streams create a river that keeps your life moving. The goal isn't to fill a vault with money. It's to build a steady, predictable flow of income that never stops. Wealthy people hate holding cash. They move it into productive assets, rental properties, company shares, or simple small businesses that generate cash flow every month. They understand that inflation eats away at purchasing power, so they keep their money running ahead of inflation instead of letting it sit still and decay. Leverage, when used correctly, isn't gambling. It's a pipeline that keeps your cash flow alive. A fixed-rate mortgage on a rental home is a great example. The rent pays off the loan, the property's depreciation lowers your taxes, and appreciation builds your equity. Smart leverage means the asset pays for itself. But I never tell clients to go all in. The rich always build a safety floor first, a foundation of safe assets, like treasury bonds, annuities, or tips that can cover 10 to 15 years of expenses. Only after that do they chase growth through stocks, real estate, or private investments. When you have that floor, you don't panic during storms, and that's when real wealth is made. Another principle few people ever think about is tax location. In America, wealth doesn't come from earning more. It comes from keeping more after taxes. That's why I teach people to place assets in the right wrappers. Income-generating assets belong in 401ks, IRAs, or HSAs, where taxes are deferred. Low-cost index funds work best in taxable accounts where you can harvest losses during downturns. And a Roth account is your forever home for tax-free growth. Where you hold your assets can make a bigger difference than what you actually own. Now, structure beats slogans. The rich don't just work hard, they build systems that work for them. They use LLCs, S-corps, and C-corp to separate risk, manage cash flow, and legally deduct or depreciate assets. Even things like equipment, vehicles, or artwork can become deductible business assets when used properly. The tax code isn't written to punish the rich. It's written by people who understand the game. You just need to learn to read the rules. Valuation and reputation matter too. $10 million in cash is still $10 million, but $10 million in company equity can be worth $100 million if that company carries trust, a loyal audience, and a strong story. That's why the brand is the modern capital. Your customers aren't just buyers anymore, they're fans. And in today's world, trust has become a tradable asset. Look at how the digital world works. Anything that allows people to exchange or measure value behaves like money. Credit card points, in-game tokens, even crypto. Fintech companies don't make their billions from transaction fees. They profit from the flow of money moving through their systems. That's the same logic you can use on a smaller scale. Build your own ecosystem, your newsletter, YouTube channel, podcast, or community. When people trust you, the flow follows. Technology itself is just a new highway for money. Every wave, e-commerce, social media, artificial intelligence, changes how value moves. The ones who adapt early get rewarded. The ones who wait pay retail prices. You don't need to chase every new trend. Just learn to see where attention, data, and demand are going. Because where attention goes, money follows. Entrepreneurship isn't gambling. It's applied science. Learn how to read cash flow statements, control fixed costs, and create owned distribution channels. A single right decision, like buying the building your business operates in instead of renting it, can be worth more than a year of working overtime. The biggest wins often come from structure, not speed. Let me tell you something personal. Ego is the most expensive luxury of the poor. I've seen janitors become landlords and truck drivers turn into investors. They didn't need luck. They needed discipline. Quiet consistency creates cash flow. Cash flow builds assets. And assets buy back your time. Freedom, not fame, is the real symbol of success. Another thing the wealthy understand deeply is liquidity. Liquidity isn't about being rich. It's about being ready. Always have 3 layers: a liquid emergency fund, mid-term investments like ETFs or bonds, and backup credit lines you can tap when opportunity knocks. The person with liquidity never fears a downturn. They buy while others sell. And here's the truth that ties it all together. In a world of fiat money and constant inflation, never just hold money, transform it. Turn it into real assets like property and equipment, intangible assets like brand and intellectual property, and financial assets like equities and bonds. Accounting, tax, and law aren't boring topics. They're the real languages of wealth. But above all else, invest in knowledge. Even at 60, I study every day. New tax laws, investment psychology, automation tools, and emerging markets. Your mind is the most profitable asset you'll ever own. Every financial strategy fails if the person behind it stops learning. So stop trying to own money. Learn to control its movement. Build your financial floor. Use leverage wisely. Place your assets where they work best. Create trust and community. Keep liquidity ready. And never stop learning. Because if you do this long enough, one day you'll wake up and realize something profound. You're no longer chasing money. Money is chasing you.